3rd of June 1997, a friendly game between France and Brazil. Tournoi de France, it was just a rehearsal before the upcoming World Cup. Ronaldo, Zizou, everyone expected a real show from these guys, but it wasn't their night to make football history. Roberto Carlos, Brazil's number 6 from Real Madrid. He was the one who stunned the entire football world, scoring one of the greatest goals the game has ever seen.
And another free kick and another easy decision as well. Well, it's an awful long way out, but you never know with Brazilians.
Well, the way they look at the ball, look at the way he's got it there. He's got it in his hands, he's having a good careful look about it. It's placed absolutely perfect. Look at that. I mean, everything's set that he's going to hit it. I just wonder if they're kidding us on.
It's what, all of 30 yards, Andy?
Ah, why not? Well, it's a 30-yard free kick with a 20-yard run-up.
Dear, dear! I don't believe it! What a goal we have just seen from Roberto Carlos! That is amazing!
Well, that was what was missing in Euro 96. That is quite incredible. Not so sure about the goalkeeper's position and what he saw, but we can't deny the quality of the strike. It had power, it had bend, it had accuracy. Watch this. That's way wide of the goal. That's 2-3 yards wide and just clips the inside of the post. That is quite a magnificent free kick. I'm not so sure we'll see one better than that, but many a year.
At first glance, it looked like the ball was heading somewhere towards the ball boy and the advertising boards, completely off target. But then, almost as if by magic, it suddenly changed course, drawing a perfect curve through the air, rushing the post and slamming into the net behind a stunned Barthez. In that moment, he wasn't the only one in shock. The entire French team, the fans in the stands and near the TV screens, as soon as the whole football world were left speechless. And what about Brazilians? They were celebrating because once again one of their own had done something unimaginable on the football pitch. That goal by Roberto Carlos, no doubt, is one of the greatest in football history. It's impossible to count how many times it's appeared in football highlight reels and top goal rankings, and how many players have tried and failed to recreate it. But one question remains: how did he actually do it? To this day, many still don't understand. Football fans just marvel at its beauty, while scientists point to the Magnus effect, claiming it can be replicated with any powerful spinning shot. But let's be honest, shots with that kind of curve almost never look as spectacular as Carlos's. So, what's the real secret? Driven by that question, a group of French physicists came up with a formula. You need the right distance from goal, in this case 35 meters, the right shot speed, Carlos hit it at about 137 km per hour, the exact contact point on the ball and the perfect spin, something only a high-level athlete like Roberto Carlos could generate. In theory, and only in theory, this masterpiece could be recreated if all those conditions are met. And of course, don't forget to add a pinch of luck. But unlike the French, Brazilian physicists believe that recreating such a trick is impossible. They say the combination of power, point of contact and distance to the goal was so rare that it can only be described as a miracle.
Tournoi de France. Yes, I knew exactly how I want to strike the ball. The first thing I did was place the ball with a nipple facing me, cause it's the heaviest part of the ball. I always did that, it was my usual ritual. I looked at the ball, found the nipple and set it down. I didn't think it would bend in such a curve and create that kind of effect, but one thing I was sure of: the ball would end up in the goal. I felt my luck well and knew exactly how I could strike the ball, so I thought to myself, let's see what happens. And that goal made history, becoming one of the most important moments of my career. I talked about a goal with Zidane, who by the way was part of the wall at the moment of this shot. We laughed about it because everyone thought the ball would fly far outside the field. I remember aiming at the advertising behind the goal, at the letter A in a word la poste, but when I struck the ball it flew much farther toward the next board. Even the ball boy behind the goal tried to dodge it, though he should have been more confident in my abilities. So Zidane laughed about it and said to me, only you could do something like this. Even Dunga asked me how I managed to pull it off. and I remember telling him that I have no idea. Interestingly, people did some scientific research on that goal, analyzed it thoroughly, but I have no explanation. From my point of view, it was fate. What I can say for sure is that people will never forget that goal. Nowadays there are many great free kick takers. It might take some time, but someday someone will score a goal just like that. But I was the first.
And Roberto Carlos, your vote as man of the match, started the tournoi off in magnificent style with as great a free kick as you will ever see anywhere in the world.